that I wrote in for World War II, and I wrote in every single one. I was born on June 12, 1929, in the city of Frankfurt, Germany. In the fall of 1933, my family was forced to move to Amsterdam. We were left to be protected from the effects of World War II. My mother's name was Edith Frank, and my father's name, who I adored, was Otto Frank. He was a successful Jewish businessman, and my mother stayed home to care for me and my sister Margot. On my 13th birthday, I received this diary. I named it Kitty, which I liked the best out of all my presents. It was actually an autograph book, but I used it more as a diary. Nazis were taking over Amsterdam and making anti-Jewish rules. I hated them. I had to wear this star whenever I went out. I went to school with some other Jewish friends. Then when World War II started, my father and some other employees where he worked created a hiding place above the office, and my family moved there as soon as possible. I lived in the upstairs attic with another family and a single man who was a doctor. I was never allowed to leave the room, and we had to stay very quiet during the daytime because business was as usual downstairs. At night we could make noise and walk around. A friend would bring us food and supplies occasionally. Her name was Me. One day on August 1944, a little after 2 years of hiding, the Frank family was found and put into concentration camps. I died in a concentration camp of typhus, and so did my sister Margot. My mother died of starvation, and my father was the only one who was out of my family who survived. He returned to the annex where Meat gave him the diaries and writings that I wrote. He knew my wishes were to have it published. It became a popular book, and throughout the world, everyone read it. The last words of the book were, "In spite of everything, I still believe that people are very good at heart." Some interesting facts about me. I called my father Pin, and my diary was published in over 65 different languages. You can still visit the hideout that I stayed in for 2 years in Amsterdam today. One of my hobbies were to collect photos and postcards of movie stars. I would practice ballet at night and in the dark at night, and
I like the costume. How did you have to go anywhere special to find dress that way? And I noticed you have the little symbol there, the Star of David. How did you get put the costume together? Oh, okay. It looks very good. So if your father had never survived the concentration camp, you would never have been famous, huh?
And I died of typhus, and so did my sister. And if I would have survived in 2 more weeks, I would have survived.
Oh, because they. What do you mean by 2 more weeks? I'm not sure.
2 more weeks, they would have found us.
Oh, okay. You mean the Allies, or the Allies would have found you there?
Yeah, the British came to free them from the concentration camps. 2 more weeks.
Oh, what a shame. Have you ever seen the movie, Brinley, The Diary of Anne Frank? You've seen the movie. You've seen it too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very interesting movie, but very sad at the end. Okay, any questions for Anne Frank?
Why did you pick her? I didn't pick myself. I'm German, so I picked her. Do you be Jewish? No. What's the thing that you died from? Typhus. It's a disease.
But were the living conditions in your concentration camp, was it very hard? Did you get much to eat at all?
Nothing really.
Oh. So did a
You
lot of
could
people,
like see your ribs. It was like
so a lot of people were starving.
my mother died.